Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Liftoff interview. I am here with Pass's very own Trajiic. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. It's great to be back.
Yeah, great to have you back too. And well, last time we spoke was before Launchpad 2, and now that you've seen the rest of the teams that have come to join you in Liftoff, I want to ask you, how far do you think you'll get?
I think with our team currently right now, because we've actually done a small roster change. It hasn't been updated for most people, but Sky is actually going to be moving to sub position, and we're bringing on Hungry Boy, which I did mention a little bit beforehand, bringing him, poaching, but it wasn't really poaching. But yeah, I'm moving to Brawler. Hungry Boy's going to be playing midfield, and it's going to be Mangoes in the net. And I think with that roster, we have a pretty solid chance of making landing. So I'd be surprised if we got anything below NASA at this point.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, and that kind of brings me to my next question, right? Which teams do you think will make it to landing?
Well, obviously us. I mean, if I didn't say us, I think I would be a little bit underestimating our team. But I do think we're going to do pretty well. The other teams, definitely PLX. They've been a solid team for the last 2 seasons. Sorry. They've made it to landing both times. Sadly, haven't made it to Nassau in either attempts. But I do believe they can at least get the landing once again. Hopefully, they'll be able to make Nassau this time. Modern Magic, controversial team with some stuff going on, but I think as a team, they're very solid. Rompi has been shown that he's a very strong goalie in the net. I don't think anyone in this landing actually compares to him with range goalies. Forgot, Nassau player, you've seen him a lot, and Carmine also being played. Pretty good player as well. And the last team, which I think it's most obvious to a lot of people, but I do think they have some issues, which I think we saw a little bit with Launchpad. But they had a pretty good run, which is Return to Form. We obviously have Leo Leon, we have Hook Resets, and we have Moffin. Two NASA former NASA players, a former NASA player. I think they'll do pretty well.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, I feel like these are probably among the teams that a lot of people would consider to be favorites or pretty likely to make it to landing, right? Another question I wanted to ask you is: are there any teams that you're excited to play against?
Um, there's only one team before landing. Besides, I would like to play against any of the other teams I mentioned: PLX, Modern Magic, Return to Form. But the main one I want to go against, and it's mostly because he made his own team, and then he left us in the dust, and that's mostly Yin and Yang. I think their team is really enjoyable to watch. I also think they have good vibes as well, but I also just want to go against Meme again. Even though I'm not going to be facing him in midfield, I think it would be an enjoyable game to go against old teammate. And who knows, if he gets a lower league, then he'll still probably be on the team. But if we make it to landing, the only team in landing that's on there right now that I really would like to go against is actually EKC. Because I think EKC is by far the best team out of those four in there right now. And I think that if we can even do pretty well against them, even if we do lose, I think it would be an enjoyable match to have.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, jumping back to Yay for a second, right? What do you think about your matchup versus the guy that gets?
Versus the guy that gets, I don't really know how well that would go. I think I'm pretty good at living and understanding that position, especially moving out of the midfield. It's much easier to live against the combos. So for living against that type of stuff is more a hungry boy question. But I do think I can do pretty well. I do have more the core control gene inside of me compared to the murder gene, unless it's Siamese up. So I think it'll be enjoyable either way. I think I'm saying enjoyable too much, but I think it'll be nice to go against the guy that gets and see who's going to actually get gutted.
Yeah, and I mean, that's pretty fair, right? And talking about your position as brawler once again, right? We've seen you first, playing midfield with pass for quite a while, and then in this past, what is it? In this past, I guess Striker Club Prize fighter, playing goalie at a pretty high level, and
Yeah.
even for pass a few times playing goalie in some weeklies and stuff. How do you feel like this change to brawler will kind of help you?
Since like halfway through, even last season, actually even a little bit beforehand, probably at the start of NASA, I've always wanted to play brawler. But we never had a dedicated midfield. Sky would rather play brawler. Meme is learning midfield, which is great. So if he ever does come back for sub, it'd be nice to see him midfield if Hungry Boy isn't here or something. But I do think that the role swap will probably go pretty well, and I think I can. In my opinion, I do think I can play all three roles at a consistent level anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty fair, and I've kind of seen that too sometimes. One final question I want to ask you is there anything you'd like to say to anyone? Any shout outs, any call outs?
Um, there's two I have. The first one is I really do think that if anyone's here and thinks they're going to have an easy time versus some of the lower teams, I would probably say don't underestimate them. We already saw on Launchpad 2 some teams going out pretty early in a very big upset from the Power of Friendship in like four different matches, which was insane. So I think if you're going to underestimate anyone in this, you may have a bad time. But the other thing is specifically to Carmine. Carmine, we said, I think it was like a few days ago, that it'd be great if we faced off in landing. And if we do face off in landing, I will have you know that you are not going to win.
Oh yeah, you heard it here, Carmine. A declaration of war from Trajiic. Well, that's it for us, folks. It was a pleasure having you on once again, Tragic.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And for you viewers, don't go anywhere. We'll see you around pretty soon in Liftoff. And with that, take care, everyone. Bye.